Hey, it's Remy.
And Kasey.
And we do a morning show on 92.3 WIL, and we decided to kind of beef up the YouTube channel a little bit. We want to start doing videos on a weekly basis and being more consistent and things like that. So we figured in this first video, we would play a little game of question and answer and kind of get to know us a little bit.
And we work in a building full of comedians, St. Louis's funniest and most outspoken personalities.
Yeah.
So we figured we had to get them involved.
We have questions from the Riz Show. We have questions from the Courtney Show. We have questions from promotions. So we have no idea what's in here.
Our martini glass full of fun, as they always are.
Why don't you do the honors and pick the first question, Kasey?
And we're both answering it?
We'll see how they shake out.
Have you ever had to poo while interviewing an artist? I personally can always say no, because I don't do that.
What do you mean you don't do that?
I don't do it very often anyway.
Oh, I was going to say, is that just a girl thing? Like, girls don't poop?
Has that ever hit you super strong? Like you're with an artist or you're at a concert or something, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm sorry, Luke Bryan, I gotta get out of here.
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever had to number two while I was talking to an artist. There have been times when I've been in a situation like, I don't know, getting your oil changed or something like that where you really have to go. And now if you go into an oil change, they don't make you get out of your car anymore. So you just gotta kind of sit there and you can't get out. Usually just black out during interviews. So that's why mine are always really bad. All right, I'll do the next question here. What time do you wake up in the morning?
My alarm is set for 3:05.
Do you actually wake up at 3:05?
My brain is awake at 3:05. My body may not be up out of bed yet, but I'm awake and I'm thinking about what I'm gonna wear that day and what I need to do.
Okay. My first alarm goes off at 3:15. I snooze until like 3:30-ish, and then I wake up, I get into the shower around like 3:40, and I'm usually out the door by no later than 4 o'clock in the morning, so. All right, next question.
Between you two, who has the highest IQ?
Oh, good question.
This is a good question. Did we take IQ tests once?
I think I sent you a random one that I found on the internet, but I don't think it was.
Oh, I think we took IQ tests, and mine was oddly high. And we were
oddly high? It surprised you how high it was?
Well, it surprised you. You were like, no way, and I had to show you.
What was it? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Wasn't it like $120 or something?
I don't even know what a good IQ number is.
$120 is good.
So who do you believe has the higher IQ?
I don't know. I think we're probably on the same level, honestly.
That's him being nice.
It's not.
I think you've had an extra 10 years here, so you know more about like formatics of life. But other than that, I think we're pretty equal.
She's saying...
Taxes.
Yeah. You've had 10 years longer here, so you're supposed to be smarter.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to pick one person to fist fight in this office. Who do you pick, and why is it Remy?
I recently had an experience where Remy was like shaking me at the shoulders for another video we shot, and after filming that, I wouldn't want to fist fight you. I feel like you don't realize the power that someone has in their body just by like their size and their mass.
I didn't feel like I was shaking you that hard. It just felt like a little
exactly.
It just
I
felt
felt
like a little...
you weren't trying that hard, but it was doing a number. But who would you fist fight?
No, who would you fist fight?
Probably Marty.
Is this mad fist fight?
Are
or is
you
this like
to win?
Is this like Logan, Jake Paul, we're gonna like YouTube box?
Is it somebody that you're supposed to have beef with?
Like guns and hoses. Because if that was the case, I'd probably go Patrico. Because I feel like Patrico already has like wrestling experience. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just can see him making a lot of sound effects during it, like woohoo, woo. Can you even talk country music if you haven't been on a horse?
I rode a horse on the beach on my honeymoon. And my horse kept trying to bite the other horse's butt in front of me the whole time.
That's cute.
And they were like, the guides were like, don't let the horses eat any vegetation because they will try to eat the vegetation along the way. And my horse was just like mowing on these trees and everything. And I'm gonna let them eat.
You can give it a little rein.
And I did just a little bit. And then when you get to the airport, I don't know if you ever remember this, but in customs, they're like, have you had any interactions with livestock in the country?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, no. Oh, crap, we rode horses. Do I say that?
Everyone gets so freaked out about customs. And I feel like if you just pass through as if you were in and out in a day and nothing happened, everything's going to be fine. They're not going to question you.
But we were going through, so on our last trip to the Bahamas, customs they actually have a setup right there in the Bahamas airport in Nassau. So you go through U.S. customs there. And the agent was like, where are you going? And I was like, Columbia, Illinois. And he was like, he said, it's like, where's your destination? And I go, Miami? And he goes, no, your final destination. Where is that? I got so nervous.
This is what I'm saying. People freak out like they're gonna be Ellis Island in customs. You just gotta walk them and be like, I'm from St. Louis.
I always get so nervous. I don't know how some people fly. First concert.
Raven Simone, shout out.
Disney Channel? Was she Disney?
She was Disney, but I was too young to really, I don't remember the tour.
How old were you? You were 6?
Probably like 6 or 7.
My first concert was junior year of high school. It was Jimmy Eat World, Weezer, and Tenacious D. I remember we snuck down on the floor, and I felt like such a badass. And then we went home and got guitars and waited for the band to come out so we could have our guitars signed. And they did not come out. So, knowing what I know about concerts now, I would have played that totally differently.
Knowing what we know about concerts now, I think any concert you had been to pre-radio career, you would have looked at differently.
Yeah.
I don't go to a concert the same way I used to.
Yeah, that's very true.
You have to pick a different drink to come out of each of your 5 fingers, like a drink on tap. Which 5 do you choose? These are the only 5 drinks you get to drink for the rest of your life.
Okay.
So if I had to pick 5 drinks to drink for the rest of my life and they come out of my fingers like tap, obviously I'll stick with water, coffee, tea, lemonade, and tequila.
Tequila?
Yeah, because you can pretty much mix that with like lemonade or...
5 drinks. Water. Coffee. Rum. Coke. So I can
obviously
mix those 2 together. I need one more. Eggnog.
Ew. No, you would not choose
I'm a late
eggnog.
bloomer to eggnog. I really am. I appreciate it. I don't know how rum would go with eggnog, but...
What even is eggnog?
It's nog of the egg.
It's nos.
Everybody knows.
People were pretending like the questions they asked us were so hard-hitting, like they could not wait to hear us answer these questions. And so far, you're a bunch of softies.
What is the donkiest thing to collect, and why is it coral?
Why do I just feel like they're being mean? I feel like they were really hating on our genre.
Becoming a personality trait.
Dorkiest.
Apparently. Dorkiest?
You donkey. It says the dorkiest thing to collect.
She's like, I need to analyze that.
I was like, there's no way he just said, what's the donkey? The dorkiest thing to collect, and why is it coral?
Yes. I would say stamps is probably dorkier.
Yeah, quarters.
Quarters, currency, definitely dorky. Figurines from Dungeons and Dragons, super dorky.
In my opinion, it's just figurines, like the ones that come in the boxes.
Yeah.
I don't like
Pokemon
those.
cards, dorky. What dorky things do you collect?
I don't know that I really collect many things besides the broken hearts of ex-boyfriends. Money.
You said you collect money?
What is your deepest, darkest fear? I guess in a sense, not to get too deep, but the idea of oblivion. So like the idea of dying and we literally have no idea what comes next. Like your soul could be stuck in that casket for the rest of time. Or it could just disappear like that and be gone in oblivion. And then what? Like that freaks me out the most. Or the idea of someone close to me passing away. It's one thing to never see them again, but then the idea of they're just gone, that will keep me up at night.
Heights and flying. I want to be a pilot. I want to learn how to fly, but I'm also unbelievably scared of it.
You always talk about getting your pilot's license.
Yes.
I didn't think you would be afraid of that. Remember exactly a year ago from right now, you said you were going to start the process of getting your pilot's license?
Yes.
And now it's 2022.
Yes, I have kids, and they cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be cool to learn that, and then my mind immediately goes to all the protocol and like, have you ever heard a pilot talk on an intercom to like ground control and all of, like, there's so much jargon. And I know we have a lot of jargon in the radio world too. Every industry really does. And you would learn that, but it just intimidates the hell out of me. And I don't know
It's
why.
like the same way that when you were to walk into a radio studio the very first time and you see a board and you're like, I don't know how you do this. I don't know how you control all those buttons and pots and things. But then once you realize what everything does, it's like second nature. You could do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah, we'll get there. What dumb accomplishment are you proud of?
I will say that we won a Missouri Broadcasters Award this year for our video production. What's up? And the thing is, I think it's pretty dumb, no offense to the NBA. I think it's pretty dumb because every year I've been here, we get a station or like a company-wide email saying shout out to Learn Social Media Award, shout out to Lux for this whatever award. And I feel like this year we got the award and I was like, yes, let's go. And never heard twice about it. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
we
even
didn't
know
get-
that
we
we
didn't-
won it until our boss was like, by the way, did you Missouri Broadcasters, you know they give out awards?
I'm pretty sure
You
that
got one.
I'm pretty sure the award was sitting on his desk and there was stuff piled on top of it. If I remember correctly.
Right, so it feels dumb to say like, oh, we won an NBA, but in my head, it's still, I want it to be a cool thing.
Would the flying with the Blue Angels be a dumb accomplishment, or is that cool?
I think you think it's cooler than it is.
Yeah. So flying with the Blue Angels is my dumb accomplishment, which I think is really cool, but apparently other people think it's dumb.
It is a cool thing, but I think we should make a little thing, like a 1 countdown in the corner somewhere, because from here on out, every time on the channel that we mention you flying with the Blue Angels, they're like, bling, 2, bling, 3.
Dang it! It's my chandelier story.
Is that what that's called?
It's the from What a Girl Wants. Colin Firth is in the mansion and he's like, don't ask about this guy's chandelier or he'll tell you the entire history of it. It's exactly what it is for me and the Blue Angels.
Shout out to that What a Girl Wants reference.
Yeah.
Love that.
I know that I can make those references with Casey because we see eye to eye on teen movies like that.
Yes.
Hilary Duff and
Amanda Bynes, Lindsay Lohan.
yes.
You get it. Worst job?
Radon mitigation.
I thought you was gonna say radio.
Radon mitigation or bagging groceries. It was my first like legit job, and bagging groceries and getting carts from a grocery store parking lot was the worst because people are terrible and they just leave their carts wherever because it's my job and I'm getting paid to clean it up. But radon mitigation was awful because we basically spent time in old houses in crawl spaces, and some of them were maybe a foot, so you had to be on your belly the entire time, spreading plastic wrap all over the place. I got paid pretty well. I was working for my girlfriend's father at the time, so it was one of those like you gotta do it.
That seems like such a random job. My worst job was waitressing, which I only did for one summer at a smokehouse in Illinois, and I was terrible at it, and I had no experience waitressing, but I was like 19 and needed a job, and I think they were like, oh, this girl's nice, like we can teach her everything she needs to know, and after 3 months, I was still so terrible at it that they just stopped putting me on the schedule. Like every week I'd come in just to like check the schedule, because I guess you had to do that, and I was not on it for weeks, and finally I had asked the boss if I did something wrong, and she was like, I just don't think this is for you.
So much to think
didn't love
about.
that.
Did you ever get any numbers from dudes?
I did have not some like fun experiences though, like creepy old men experiences, like
Here's my
dads that would
number.
come in with their kids and leave their number on receipts, and I'd be like, I'm a sophomore in college.
That's all the questions we have.
Well, if you have a better question than our coworkers, make sure you send it in the comments.
Yeah. We hope to make these videos more often. Hopefully once a week we'll do something on YouTube. So Make sure to like and subscribe and all of those things down below. We reached over 1,000 subscribers, and I think that is mainly because of your video about Hardy.
Oh, yes. I made a video about things you probably don't know about Hardy, or songs you probably don't realize that Hardy wrote, and it's actually kind of taking off. And that's sort of my wheelhouse, country music facts and news and things.
Yeah. So you'll see more like Kasey Covers Country stuff up here. We'll do some fun videos. So if you have any suggestions, leave it in the comments section below. Again, like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.